Hey guys, what's up? My name's Avery Andrews. I hope everybody's having a great day. I wanted to make a video talking about my gold digger story. So I wanted to talk about that. I wanted to talk about my experience dealing with that. So there was a new girl who started coming to my job, and she started working there. This was about 2 years ago. Just 2 years ago. So she started working at my job, and she didn't work in my department at the time, but she she was working in a different area of the store. But I had met her, and she approached me, and we started talking. And she seemed like a really cool person, and I didn't think nothing of it. I wasn't like in love with her at first sight or anything like that. Um, but she had this very welcoming presence that made you want to come back and talk to her, and she seemed really cool. So eventually, what happens is she ends up somehow in my department, somehow. And not too long after that is when all of the whole, I guess, her plan started to, unfold. A couple weeks after she came to my department, I was going to lunch, and she stopped me and said, can I talk to you for a minute? And I was like, sure. So we walk outside. I'm headed to the car, and she stops me and says, I needed to know something, and I hope you don't think differently of me, but I'm starting to have like feelings for you, and I wanted to know if I'm the only one. Am I going crazy? What's going on? So I was like, no, that's fine, and I'm starting to have feelings for you too, because we click really well, and I liked her a lot. So I was like, yeah, I have feelings for you, and stuff. So we're talking, and she's like, yeah, why didn't you tell me? And I was like, well, I wasn't sure. I thought you were in a relationship with somebody already because of how you were talking about, um, you referred to a current relationship, and she was like, no, I'm not in a relationship with anybody. It was weird that she said that, but I'm gonna tell you why in a minute. So after that, she invites me to her house, and I'm like, well, let me think about it first. Let me think about it. Which is weird that she would invite me to her house the day she tells me that she likes me. To me, that's weird. I don't know if that's weird to anybody else, but to me, that's a little weird. It's okay though. I left, went to the car, sat down, was thinking to myself, this was too fast. Like we've been talking for a while, but this is a little too fast. Something's not adding up here. Like all of a sudden you come out and say you like me. I'm not understanding what's going on, but something in me just did not feel right about it. So after lunch, I went back to my department. I asked her, you said something about, in the conversations past, and which is something I failed to bring up, I apologize. In past conversations, she would bring up the fact that she was engaged to someone. She did not say who. Not that I would know, but the point is that she said she was engaged. So I brought up to her after lunch, I brought up to her the fact that she said that she was engaged. And I said, so are you telling me you're not engaged anymore? And she's like, no, that was like months ago. We've been, broke off the engagement. I'm like, something doesn't seem right, because you were telling me in conversations prior to this that you were in an engagement and you were talking about it like it was present tense, like it's happening now. I'm currently in an engagement with someone, engagement to be married. I was a bit confused by that, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? Maybe I just misunderstood what she said. Maybe it was a problem on my end. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I said that I would go over her place or whatever and hang out with her. In the back of my mind, I'm still investigating because something, again, is not clicking for me with this. This whole, all of a sudden, I have feelings for you stuff. But the problem is that we clicked so well and we had such good conversation that it was hard for me to properly judge the situation, if that makes sense. So I was like, you know what, it's cool. I'm gonna go and hang out with you for after work. I hung out with her, right? Went to her house. She opens the door. There's no furniture. Now, I'm not gonna say where she lived because I'm pretty sure she still lives there. But I will say this. Where she lived, the neighborhood she was in, that area is expensive. It's almost darn near impossible to live there without help, like somebody living with you as a roommate. She lived in a neighborhood where it's very expensive to afford to live in an apartment. So the fact is, when she told me she lives alone, yeah, I wasn't buying that. I wasn't buying that at all. And so we walk in, there's no furniture again. And she said that she always keeps her fridge stocked. She had tons of stuff in her refrigerator. I mean, tons of stuff. And that's important later on. I feel like I skipped over something. Y'all. Hold up. Let me rewind. Okay. Before we went to her place, this is important. So she talks to me in my department. She's talking to me and she says, yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I'm I get horny and I have my sex drive is on high a lot. So I mean, going to her place, I kind of knew what she was implying, what she wanted. Yeah, so I'm gonna tell you the rest of that in the next segment or the next part of this video. And I apologize, y'all, if y'all feel like I'm jumping around a lot, because I feel like I am kind of jumping around a lot. And if I am, I apologize. Let me know what you think so far in the comments. Thank you guys for tuning into the video. I'm gonna do part 2 either next week or the week after, depending on how my schedule looks. But thank you guys for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I will see you next time. It's your boy Aves, signing out.